Hi, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Pearson, your elementary ELL teacher. Today, this lesson is going to focus on writing 3 detailed sentences that support the main idea of the text. So, you are going to write 3 detailed sentences about schools around the world. And this is from second grade Journeys, lesson 13. So, for this lesson, you will need a piece of paper and a pencil, because at the end of our review, you're going to challenge yourself and we're going to do some hamburger writing. It doesn't mean we're actually going to write about hamburgers, but a hamburger is a good visual to talk about different parts of a paragraph. We're going to start out with our green sentence, or we're going to go, and I'm going to give you your main idea or topic sentence about schools around the world. Then we're going to slow down and you are going to write your first detail or fact one sentence that supports the main idea or topic sentence. Then you're going to slow down again and write your second detail or fact two sentence, and slow down a third time and write your third detail or fact three sentence. Then we're going to go back and remind the reader of our topic by writing it in a conclusion. And I'm going to give you your topic sentence and your conclusion sentence. So all you have to focus on are writing 3 yellow detail sentences. Here is our learning target. I can say the main topic and write the key details of the text, schools around the world, using complete sentences. Success criteria. That means how will you know you're successful at saying the main topic and writing key details about schools around the world? Well, here are our steps to success. I will, number 1, say the author's purpose of the passage. Number 2, say what the text is mostly about. Number 3, say what the author wants us to learn. Number 4, say and then write 3 important details that support the main idea. And then finally, check my writing using the writing checklist. So, schools around the world is nonfiction. Nonfiction books teach us information and facts. Nonfiction is real. It has text features like photographs, and real topics might be holidays, animals, or sports. Why did the author write the text schools around the world? Well, it's as easy as pie. The author wrote the text to either persuade, and persuade is the P in pie. Persuade means to convince the reader of a certain point of view, maybe saying a certain school is the best. Or why did the author write the text? To I, inform, and inform means to teach or give information to the reader. Or entertain, E. E stands for entertain. Did the author write the text to entertain or hold the reader's attention through enjoyment by writing a silly story about a school? Main idea. The main idea is what a text is mostly about. You look at the title and pictures. Sometimes the main idea is in the first and last sentence, and you look for clue words repeated over and over. So now we're going to orally retell the main idea, the author's purpose, and 4 detail sentences about the text before you write it. Retell of schools around the world. So the author wrote the text to either persuade, P, inform, I, or entertain, E, the reader. So why did the author write the text? Did the author write the text to persuade the reader of a certain point of view, to inform the reader about schools around the world, or to entertain the reader about a silly story about a school? Well, the author wrote the text to Inform the reader to give us information. And that information, it is mostly about how what is are the same and different. It's mostly about how schools are the same and different. So say that out loud. This text is mostly about how schools are the same and different. Here are 4 details or facts that support the main idea of the passage, how schools are the same and different. So what did we learn first? First, children go to school. Why? First, children go to school to, well, first, all children go to school to learn. School buildings can be different because of the climate and community resources. Second, what do children do in school? Second, children or students, well, children learn many subjects and lessons at school. Students learn to read and write in many different languages as well. Third, how do children help at their school? Children help by, well, students from all cultures help at school. These jobs may be the same or different depending on where you live. Fourth, why do adults go to school? Fourth, adults go to school too. Well, just like children, adults can also go to school. They may study a new language or different subjects for fun. In conclusion, the author wants us to learn about how schools are the same and different. All right, now it's the end of our review. It's time to challenge yourself. You will need that piece of paper and pencil to do our hamburger writing, where you're going to write 3 yellow detail sentences. You're going to answer this question: what did you learn about the text? The main idea and important details. And we're going to use the colors green and yellow, similar to a traffic light. And I'm going to give you your main idea or topic sentence. I learned that the text is mostly about how schools are the same and different. So then you're going to slow down and tell me first one detail, a second detail sentence, and a third detail sentence. And then I'm going to give you your conclusion to remind the reader of the main idea or topic. In conclusion, the author wants us to learn about how schools are the same and different. All right. This is a reminder: before you actually write your sentence, you need to say each sentence out loud before you write it. Say each sentence out loud before you write it. And here's a writing checklist to remind you what you do as you write. You use finger spaces between your words. You use punctuation, like a period at the end of each of your sentences. You use uppercase letters at the beginning of a sentence and uppercase letters for names. You sound out unknown words that you don't know how to spell. You write the sounds you hear. And then my favorite is you reread each of the sentences you wrote to make sure that they make sense. So remember, before you write each of your sentences, say your sentence out loud. So now it's time to write and answer the question: what did you learn about the text, the main idea and important details? I'm giving you your main idea. You don't need to write it. I learned that the text is mostly about how schools are the same and different. So get ready to write your first sentence. You're going to say it, and then you're going to write the complete sentence. So first, children learn. What do children learn at school? First, children learn. So say your sentence out loud, then push pause and write your full sentence, starting with a capital letter. First, children learn. So what I need you to do is say your sentence out loud, push pause, write your first detail sentence, and when you're finished with your first detail sentence, push play to rejoin the lesson. All right, so let's look at our second detail sentence. Second, students have, what do students have to do at school? Students have, so say your sentence out loud, then push pause and write your sentence. And when you're finished with your second detail sentence, push play. So say your sentence out loud. Second, students have, what do they have at school? Second, students have, say your sentence out loud, push pause, and then write your second sentence. When you're finished writing your second sentence, push play. All right, now we're at our third or last detail sentence. Third, adults can also, what can adults also do? Third, adults can also, so say your sentence out loud. Third, adults can also, then push pause, write your complete sentence, and when you're finished writing your complete sentence, push play. All right, so in conclusion, the author wants us to learn about how schools are the same and different. All right, so check your work. You're going to check each of your three sentences using our writing checklist. Did you use finger spaces between your words? Did you use punctuation like period at the end of each of your sentences? Did you use uppercase or capital letters at the beginning of each of your sentences? Did you sound out unknown words that you didn't already know how to spell? And my favorite, did you reread each of your three sentences to make sure they make sense? If you need to, push pause and look at your writing checklist and look at your three sentences. Make sure they have these things in your sentences. And when you're done checking your writing, push play. At the top of your paper, I want you to reflect, how do you think you did reaching our learning target? I can say the main topic and write key details of the text, schools around the world, using complete sentences. Would you give yourself a 4? I could teach this lesson. I easily wrote 3 important detail sentences. I also used my writing checklist for all my sentences. Or would you give yourself a 3? I was able to write 2 to 3 detail sentences. I also used my writing checklist for most of my sentences. Or would you give yourself a 2? I was able to write 1 to 2 detail sentences, and I used my writing checklist for some of my sentences. Or would you give yourself a 1? Whoops. I was not able to write any detailed sentences and did not use my writing checklist. So, how would you rate your learning today? 4, 3, two, or one. All right, write your reflection at the top. Now you can check your work with my example. What did you learn about the text, the main idea, and important details? And let's see. I learned that the text is mostly about how schools are the same and different. First, children learn many different subjects and are taught lessons by teachers. So, first, children learn many different subjects and are taught lessons by teachers. Second, students have many jobs at school. Some are the same or different. Third, adults can also go to school. They may study a new language or other subjects. In conclusion, the author wants us to learn about how schools are the same and different. All right, boys and girls, I hope you had a good time writing your 3 detailed sentences about schools around the world. Thank you for writing with me. I had a great time. I hope you did. Have a great day.